So we're looking at tangible investments that will appreciate in value as we go further in time and on down the road, and even better yet, if you can take that value and you can appreciate it immediately.
Dallas Car Show rocks.
Dallas Car Show rocks.
Okay, welcome everybody. I'm Kyle Robertson. This is Dallas Card Show's podcast. I'm owner of Dallas Card Show. I appreciate you guys listening in. We do a lot of card shows. We do a lot of Investabia. We talk sports cards and we talk investables. So we're looking at tangible investments that will appreciate in value as we go further in time and on down the road, and even better yet, if you can take that value and you can appreciate it immediately. That's what we're looking at, acceleration. So we're not giving you stock advice. We're not giving you money advice. We're doing what we do as a hobby because we love it. I just want you to know that I've taken my own advice and this is what I do. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of it can lead to great things. And like I say, more likely you'll just have fun doing this. If you have kids, if you have your grandfather, your granddaughter, it's like I see a lot of people at the shows that are actually having fun, enjoying what they're doing and spending time with their families. So today we're going to go over. I have quite a few items to. I go through stuff and it's like I put little sticky notes on everything. So it's like sticky notes are my favorite. So I put sticky notes on them and say, hey, this is what I want to talk about. Whether it gets talked about or not, we'll see. But I have a ton of stuff, and I think I just have shiny object syndrome again. And it's just like I see stuff and I say, I want to show them this. I want to show them this. Let's see how to grade cards. So that's one of the things I wanted to go over first. 101 is how are you going to be able to accelerate your value whenever you're purchasing collections, whenever you're buying collections, whenever you're going to the shows, whenever you're out on eBay and you're searching for these items that you feel like can appreciate. And like I say, it's a feeling. There's not a science. It's a feeling. It's you buy what you love, you buy what you like, and you hope that the value goes up. You look at rarity. There's some things that you can do to actually. There's some tools you can use to actually increase value in your collection. So as you're putting your money into cards or into collectibles or into memorabilia or any kind of paintings, it doesn't matter. It's like you can actually calculate your odds. You can actually stack the odds to your favor to where you're accumulating wealth. So one of the things is we grade cards and we grade items that actually comics grade, records grade. I mean there's a ton of, but cards are it's like I explained, a card is simply it's small, so it's like it's an asset that you can put in your safety deposit box. You can have it, and like I say, it's a tangible asset that you can appreciate your value, your net worth. And like I say, it's a you'll hear, well, it's a card, it's hard to sell. It's like the tools are out there now. eBay, you have Facebook, you have whatnot. There's ton of tools to sell, and that's what makes them liquid. And that's what the appreciation. That's why everybody's jumping in and has been jumping in the last few years. They see that they see how easy it is. They see how transportable they are, and that's why you have a lot of people that came over from the sneakers. So in 2020, you'd have a lot of people. That was 2019. You'd have a lot of people collecting sneakers, and they'd go buy these used sneakers, and they'd sell them for these large values. And so, a lot of kids got rich doing that, and they pulled their money out in 2020 and 2021 and started putting the cards, Pokemon cards, comics, and so you see that trickle up, I guess. And so as that money comes into the hobby, and more people overseas get into the hobby because it is a great hobby. It's fun. There's a lot to go through, but grading is one of the ways that you can appreciate wealth. Let's go over some grading, and I'll show you some mistakes. Okay, and I've bought some collections in the past, and these are from collections of the past, and one of the saddest cards I've ever had come across is a Mickey Mantle rookie card. Okay, and everybody out there probably knows what the Mickey Mantle rookie card is, but if it was, I'll give you a little hint. If this card was in this condition and came back graded, it may come back a 3, 2 or 3. So you have $50,000 plus, somewhere around there. That's a liquid value. And so somebody had sent this in, and the way the telltale sign is back here on the back, 1952. So PSA puts a sticker back here, and that's where they authenticate the card if it doesn't go into a slab. And this is one of the ones that didn't go into a slab. We probably moved the card around. It's probably, I'm sure it was like this when it came back, but anyway, that's like I say, I just can't imagine the disappointment on that person that they had when they sent this in. So that's one of the things you gotta know what you're buying, because you can sure be taken advantage of with that stuff. So that was one. Another one that you have is like, here's a Jim Gilliam. You got to watch out the coloring, and this is something that it's a little bit more, it's a little harder to see, but you can see, like with the glare, you can see touch ups. There'll be a lot of times they'll do it on the back, but like this right here, when you have black borders, that's a really easy one to go through and miss. So it's so you have to watch that. As soon as people started getting Sharpies, that's whenever cards started getting altered, I'm guessing. And we have a lot of new restrictions on cards. PSAs came out with new standards, and they're pretty hard standards. I'll go over with you. So grading started in the 90s, PSA, SGC, Beckett, and there's others too that were around back then that sort of closed down, whatever. But those are the big three that have been around for forever, and they're the ones that are trusted. So whenever we're grading cards, those would be the first ones we would send to back in the day. So of course, grading standards have changed, and if they've changed, these labels have changed. So you've got to watch the labels whenever you're sending cards in, or whenever you're buying cards. So we'll go over that here in just a little bit. I just want to go over. I brought some cards that we were looking at that were in our grading stack, and so at the shop, Sports Collectors Hub, we'll have like a little tray whenever we buy collections, and so these right here are the ones that we need to look at. So at the shows, like we have shows, Dallas Card Show, and we'll have all these grading companies that come in, so we can send these cards into the grading company. And like I say, everybody knows Beckett is here local. Love them for especially the new cards with the autographs. The holders look beautiful. PSA gives you huge value whenever you're actually selling the card. So whenever you buy the card raw, you get a graded PSA. If you do your homework on it, and you're actually able to pull that higher grade up, well, you can make a lot of money doing that. In SGC, they're so quick. I mean, they're affordable, they're quick, and they have high standards too. So it's like those are the ones that we send to. I'll show you a couple of examples of cards that. Let's go through the ones that need to be graded first. Okay, so we were looking at Willie Mays, and Willie Mays is. So we start with value of the card. So what is the value of the card? What's the retail value of a card? And then what is the cost of grading the card? And on this right here, whenever we're looking at this card, we're looking at the centering. We're looking at the corners. We're looking for surface scuffs. and this will be on the back too. You're looking for any kind of marks. You're looking for any kind of print dots, anything like that. So whenever we're evaluating a card, this would be a card that would be one that we would actually sell like as it is. Okay, and whenever you're buying it like this, well, there's no assurance of the grading, but whenever you put in $20 to this card, it's not at this grade level. If it goes a 4, it's not going to appreciate your value. It is going to make it easier to sell, but it's not going to appreciate it enough to actually pull the card up. Here's a card we were going through some cards that were actually really, really difficult to grade, and the problem with cards like this, if you can see, I don't know if you can see the die cut, but it's a die cut. Is that clear over there? It's a die cut, and so this makes it extremely difficult. So the pop reports. Now the good thing is it's a newer card, so it's laser cut whenever they come out of the packs. They normally are made correctly, but it's so difficult. So whenever you put this thing in, those little grooves and everything get into the sleeves. So they're really difficult to, number one, keep, and they're also a little bit fragile up here too. So that's one that we normally don't grade. Here's another Barry Sanders, came in a collection, and it has the same problems. It has like little bitty I don't know. It's incredible that they make cards to this detail in quantity, but it's but anyway, that's one of the, and I don't even think I can get that back in. We got Ruben in the studio here, so if I have any everybody knows we miss the Fonz. So if I have any problems here, I'll just hand it to the Fonz. We'll get him to put that back in. We've got Barry Bonds. So these are some rare cards from the 90s, 80s or 90s, and what happens on these right here? This right here, people would put these in the hard holders, the screw down holders, and so you have paper loss and stuff like this. So you got to watch for that. It's also difficult because it's a layered card and it has that die cut on it. So you always watch for that. We have a now this is one that we probably will get graded, and I don't know if you can see that. You can. Can you see the wax on it? No. Okay. Can't see not at all. We may have to get one of these and sort of like do a scan or something. So, but anyway, so it has wax on it, and when they put these cards in wax, the wax packs. Everybody's familiar with wax packs. If you're not, well, that's how they package the cards, and every time you open it up, that's what presents the surprise for you. So, especially back in the day, they'd have machines that actually smooth these wax packs over, and so some of that wax would get on the surface occasionally. So, but this is one of the acceptable. I say it's acceptable. It's I mean, we've always done it. Like, I'm not sure if it's on the PSA list. I'm not sure how you'd tell.
It's not.
It's not. Okay. Okay. So anyway, I don't know if you can see right over here on this side here. See the brown? Okay. Whenever I show you this to you again, maybe you'll be able to see. But anyway, this right here is just a nylon. It's yeah, I wasn't going to tell you about it. But anyway, if you need to find the tools for the trade, you can do one or two ways. You can go like Mr. Minty here has a great product, nice packaging. He's at all the Dallas card shows, so great packaging. But it will have all the tools. It'll have the centering tool. It'll have the magnifying glass centering tool with a light. This has the light on it. You'll need that. It has the microfiber cloth. That kind of does what this does. This right here is better because it actually has a little bit larger. It catches the wax off of it on the older cards a lot better. Cleaning spray, that's for newer cards. Got the polish and I have people that do this. We don't do this at the shop. So I buy cards. I like buying cards whenever they're already graded. That's where I feel like I get the most value. But anyway, this card right here. So we're gonna see how this right here shows up on.
All right,
What's up, everybody? We're here at Dallas Card Show. Everybody's excited. Football season just kicked off, so you know it's going to be one hell of a show. We're super ready to get going. It's my wife, Britton. We're local, moved here from Mississippi 3 years ago. Love it out here. If you're into the card business, I highly recommend you check out Dallas Card Show. The top 3 in the U.S. Can't miss it. See you there.
Get your tickets now to the Dallas Card Show, October 31st through November 2nd. You don't want to miss it.
So it's just, I don't know if you can see the shininess. If you can't see it out there, we'll buy old vintage collection. And anyway, that just improves the grade. And if you don't watch for that, you'll come back disappointed a lot of times. Hopefully not this disappointed. That's huge. That's so, I can't even imagine. It's like somebody's out there thinking that they're going to send their kid to college, and when this came back, it's like, oh man, hopefully they didn't think that. Hopefully they had an idea that it was wrong. It's just like, but you can feel, I mean, whenever you pull this card out, you can feel the difference between, you can see how the shininess on the back of it, and that's not normal on a vintage card. So it's on a vintage card, you're going to have more of a wood grain. And that's not the same card, but hopefully it's easy to see. Again, black borders. That they didn't supply me with a whole lot of great cards tonight to look. But this would be this right here would be a high or a semi-high number. So Hank Aaron back in the 70s would sell well. But you have the black border, so they're really difficult to grade. And if you're not going to get higher than if you don't get higher than a 4 on that, then there's no reason in grading it, and that would not get higher than a 4. Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle would be a different one. So Mickey Mantle, one of the most popular baseball players of all time. But I think he was. But anything that you get Mickey Mantle on the regular issue cards, is a card that's worth grading, just because of the liquidity of it. You're making sure that it's not cut, it's not trimmed. You're making sure that the corners, and you're not going to get a high grade on a lot of these, but even if it's a 1, it's worth getting into a holder. That card would sell for $50 to $75 like it is, and then it probably goes for $150 to $200 if you get it into any kind of grading holder. So it's worth the money, worth a little bit of time and investment. It's another one right here, and like I say, this one, which one? This one right here has a good old pinhole in it. This was on somebody's chalkboard, somebody's bulletin board when they were a kid. They were growing up. They had this up. This was somebody's prize. They probably flipped the card. They probably won it in a flipping contest. They'd flip them up against the wall. Whoever's card hit fell down closest to the wall. That's who would win the card. So I mean, it's that cards went through some people's hands, and then. Those are the kind of that's what you're looking for in cards. You have the T206s, and this one's bad. This one's ornery, but it's been glued to somebody's cigar box or poster on the wall, or maybe their wall itself. But it's but I like these things graded just because I feel like there's some kind of clarity on what it is. So, I mean, you're not going to make money off grading these things here because you're going to pay $20 for it. You're going to pay $20 for the grading, $15 to $20 on the grading. And, but it's just like, it's a long-term hold. As those things become rare, there's more collectors in. I believe that's a pretty decent buy. We are going to go, I tell you what, so here's one of the options. So again, card collections is one way to obtain these cards. When you're buying cards at the show, you buy card collections on Facebook, you buy them on Craigslist, whatever's out there. You buy those, and you sort through the cards. You make sure that you're sending the right ones to the right companies. But another way is, like I found this on eBay, and so you have these old cards. These are from Europe, from some of them from here. I think that one's from Mexico, but they're really rare, and the problem is the excess supply back in the 2000s went to eBay. Okay, and that supply is sitting out there still to this day, and so demand hasn't caught up with that supply. Now the problem is once that demand catches up with the supply, and that supply is exhausted off of eBay, it's going to be really difficult to find cards like this. There's little books come from Europe. It's like film stars, and so these right here would have been glued. Now that's a water-based glue back in the day. So what they'll do is they'll soak these albums, they'll pull that off. It won't have any have much. It won't have much damage to them like that, and so but that's what they would do. And you can also find these film stars. Still, I mean, this right here that's difficult. Okay, but this right here may cost you $30, and it has like all the film stars from the day. And like I say, those are cards that are on it. On the backs, they'll have information on them. But that's a good way to start with your grading and see an appreciation of value. Like I say, if you like it, if you like the Beatles back in the day, that's a great one to do. If you like Star Wars, that's a great one because there's very few of them out there. Nobody knows that. So you just go out and look on eBay, and a lot of times you can buy the entire stock supply up, and that's whenever the value increases. This is one. So I found this on eBay the other day, and I thought, man, this would be interesting to buy, open up on there, and so sort of show you. So this right here, this cost me like less than $100. It has 200 cards in it, and they're trading cards of movie stars, actors and actresses back in the 40s. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not sure whose rookie card in it. Could be I Love Lucy, or it could be Lucille Ball's. But anyway, there's going to be some maybe John Wayne. But there's going to be some. There's going to be a lot of stars that everybody recognizes in this, and they're 50 cents a piece. Now the other beauty of it is, let me open this real quick. Okay. All right. They're brand new. So that's brand new in the box, okay? This is new old stock. And so whenever we're looking at these cards, we'll be able to pull them in. And these should grade decently. I mean, like I say, they have a little bit of time behind them, but it's but there'll be little cards like this that you can send in to the graders. And these should be rare as far as population goes. I'll let Ruben, if you don't mind, will you go through this right here and see what we got? Open that pack up for me.
Supposed to be Judy Garland and Gene Autry.
Okay. Let's test it. Let's test it and see.
You got Elizabeth Taylor here.
Elizabeth Taylor. There you go. Is that her rookie?
It could be very well her rookie.
All right. I'll let you go through that. I'll get through. Well, I got to put my. That's how my room looks at the house too. Throw it back there. I'll put my rookie card. Mickey Mantle back into the case, but on the cards, I mean, like I say, there's a lot of techniques. There's a lot of ways to get a little bit better, higher grade, and again, that's what InvestaBee is about. Is we are accelerating value of the collection or collectible, and it's you can do this immediately when you buy it. If you buy at the right price, obviously, then you have, and it's relatively liquid. Well, then you're able to accelerate your value, your wealth, and anyway. So Mr. Minty here is like it's a non-affiliate, and so anyway, we're not affiliated, but they set up at the show. I love their product. Like I say, this is something I see a lot of people using. He sets and cleans cards at the show. And what he's doing is he's just adding value to people's collections, and so. But he's came up with a great product, and it's the hobby's #1 pre-graded prep kit. It says here, so it's anyway. That's. I just wanted to show you guys that he'd give that to us up at the shop one day to test, and so it's so we'll test that out, see how it goes, or better yet, we'll just bring Mr. Minty the cards at the card show. Well, he'll be there. He'll be there at November. So.
Ulysses here, the guys collectibles at the Dallas Card Show. We come once every year, especially NFL kickoff weekend. Really big show, lots of deals, lots of trading, buying and selling going on. All types of cards: Pokemon, Disney, One Piece, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, F1. Anything you're looking to collect, they got it here. The Funkos.
It's all here. We dropping the cards and we dropping the bread on it.
It's a lot of fun. Come check it out. Make some friends, meet some new people. Great experience. And they got people coming through doing autographs. All types of athletes. Totally good experience. Worth the trip. We flew in from Maryland, Chicago, and meet people from all over the place, man. Come check it out. It's a dope show.
You got done with the Peerless. What'd you find?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's several. Ginger Rogers, I believe.
Ronald Young.
Mhm.
Who is that?
Who? Ronald Young?
Yeah.
I used to be an actor.
Okay, used to be an actor. Okay, and then you have Ginger Rogers right here. She married to Roy Rogers, Eva Garbett.
Mhm.
I used to watch her on Green Acres. Is that Green Acres that I used to watch that on? I can't. Anyway. I'm sure nobody knows what I used to watch. It's like, but Green Acres anyway. Yeah, I can sing I can sing the song for you.
Peggy Ward.
Yeah. So who is it?
Peggy Ward, right?
Don't know who that is either.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Taylor, though I know who that is. So anyway, these right here ran about $1 a piece. Gene Kelly's smoking a pipe.
Mhm.
It's so funny. Times have changed, man. It's have a Lou Gehrig ad in one of my magazines that has him like smoking cigarettes, Camel cigarettes, and it's just like it's just a great athlete relaxes with a Camel after a game, and it's like what are you I'm not sure what it's just a different time. Everything back in the day was just easier, probably didn't have to worry about fast times and didn't have to worry about computers and having to ban stuff on.
Right. So that's a good set you bought at a good value. As you were saying earlier, because those sets typically, even in that box being bad condition, are $250 to $300.
Oh wow!
Auction.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm
So
going to
you
be
did
looking
good.
for more of those. Hey, by the time y'all catch this, they'll all be bought up. Okay. So, but still look for them. There's still supply out there. Again, like I say, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about making value of stuff that's out that looks like it has too much. That there's too much population, too much. That there's too much supply out there, and so there's actually not. It's a mirage. It's like you're walking and you're seeing an oasis. It's like you think it's all there, and then as soon as it's gone, it's gone. You're not gonna be able to get that back.